everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady.
I'm Ivy the Gardener.
And today we are getting the big native shrub border planted here at the Carolina Garden House. And before we start digging holes, we real quick wanted to go over some of our favorite tools. So I should start with our least favorite tool, which is the traditional shovel. And as women, shovel really isn't the easiest tool for us to use. It doesn't really give us our power zone, but we have it on hand in case we need it. Our real favorite tool is the mattock. We've got it in two different sizes. So these are the hand mattock. This is my all-time favorite tool that's ever been invented. And basically the reason it's so great, particularly for women, we can use centrifugal force. So we actually end up being able to dig a better hole faster because we're actually using centrifugal force to our advantage. So we're primarily going to be using these elements for digging the holes, and happily Aiden will be joining us in the hole digging in like about an hour when he gets out of school. So I'm gonna put it on time lapse. You're all gonna think we're completely amazing because we work so fast, we're so efficient. And with any luck, we will, my goal today, we got a really late start, is to get this bed planted. Based off of our ability to put soil out, I actually think we're gonna do this bed and then even move into the other side. So stay tuned for our progress. All right, that was a short-lived time lapse, but I wanted to take this opportunity to show, because I've had questions from people like, should I till the compost in? I'm a firm believer in no-till. I don't think it's necessary. We don't own a tiller. I'm not going to rent one. But basically what happens, you dig the hole and you could see the line where the compost soil is versus my native soil, which is all sand, wet sand, by the way. And then, okay, we've got that right there. Naturally, the soil is going to start to integrate. We're going to pop this little native azalea into the hole. And then when we backfill, we're basically just mixing the native soil and the compost together. And eventually, the plant roots will do the tilling for you. So you really don't need to waste your time tilling. I think tilling is sort of an old school method. There's a lot of information out there that says that tillers actually do more damage to microbes and just actually cause more compaction of soil. So you're better off not doing that stuff. Plus, tilling is actually a lot of hard work. So why not do it the easier way by layering? And then, of course, we're ultimately going to get all of this open space seeded with annuals. And the roots of those annuals will really act as a rototiller to improve the soil in the entire bed space. But just wanted to give you an up-close personal view. Again, you're digging the hole. I dug this with the bigger mattock. It was like, I don't know, 4 seconds of digging, super easy. And you can see, again, that layer, couple inches of soil cube, and then the native sand. And it's already starting to integrate just by the essence of digging the hole. And once you put the plant in, you can just sort of mix the two together once you're planting. We keep coming up with these little micro lessons, but we wanted to show you my philosophy when you buy plants. Always remove the top at least inch of soil, because nursery weeds are the worst weeds. And you'll introduce terrible plants to your garden that you didn't actually have if you don't do this. So as you can see, Abby's just pulling off that top layer or any dormant weed seeds might be laying. And that's just gonna give us a much better insurance policy for keeping weed pressure down. We don't need to introduce new things. And man, nursery weeds are terrible. All right, so now that magnolia is ready to be planted. And so just so you see our planting method, you don't want to plant them deep. You don't want to step all over the roots. You may make sure that basically you see that root flare, okay? You can see roots right there. That you need to have it covered, but it doesn't need to be mounded up. You don't want to plant trees or shrubs deep. That's not helping the plants at all. You need that to be right basically at the root flare level. Well, everybody, we got one whole bed planted. And yes, I know it is missing broadleaf evergreens. That's going to be phase 2. But I'm so excited. There are a lot of tree roots in here from the maple that we had taken out. It was sick maple, but it certainly had a substantial root system. And we had, we had to be careful on the edges where bulbs had been planted. But it's all in. Oh yeah, Miss Callie helped. Abby was the expert planter. Aiden helped dig holes. Okay, so hang on. I'm explaining to everybody on YouTube. We have gotten all of the soil smoothed out, and you'll notice it doesn't look like soil cube anymore. And this is the point of not having to rototill, because by the time you get everything planted, the soil integrates itself. And now we're at the stage where we can toss the seeds in. Abby's got some of our seed packets. These are left over from what we were selling all fall. And well, we're gonna get busy scattering some seeds now. All right, so we're now at the stage where we are going to direct sow seeds. And basically we've decided to do this instead of mulching. For one thing, we have the seeds. It's also a lot easier.
Yeah.
And it's free. So, that's the point. And the advantage of direct seeding like this, we're going to broadcast the seeds just like we do in all of our videos, is that the roots of the seedlings will act as natural rototillers. These are all annuals. So come the middle of June, they are going to all be dead. They won't be competing for resources with any of these other plants. And, well, then we can always do a summer seeding.
Yeah.
So we're going to get busy now scattering the seeds. Essentially everything in here except the poppies can actually get raked in, and the poppies will be the last thing, just like always.
Yep.
All right, everybody, we're doing this for you, so it'll look extra awesome at the Spring Open Garden, which is Saturday, May 13th from noon to 4 p.m. You can check out more details on the Bree Grows website. All right, stay tuned to watch us in fast motion scattering seeds. Okay, the final step, like always, is sowing the poppies. They are the last thing to get sown. They do not get covered. You do not walk in the bed, rake the bed, mulch the bed. You don't do anything to the bed once the poppies are sown. And we are literally down to our last 3 packages of poppies. This is all we have left. We're gonna save 1 package for the other bed that we did not get planted yet. And now Abby and I, using the bowling method, where you take a handful and then you lightly toss them so that they get good scattering, are gonna go basically along the maybe middle 2 feet of the bed, not really bothering getting into the middle, but more along the edges, so that with any luck, poppies will actually be blooming for the Spring Open Garden. All right. It feels like a really big deal to be doing this. Okay, so everybody, just so you have one more time, I'm going to show you this method, the method to the madness. I'm going to put some in my hand, basically a nice handful, and now I'm just going to, let's see, I should turn. No, I got to do it this way. I'm going to go like this. And the seeds are out. And so we're just going to walk around very gently, and we can absolutely call this bed finished. And then our next step will be getting the other bed planted. Well, everyone, We hope you enjoyed our video getting this big bed planted today, and be sure to tune in for our next step, which is getting that border planted. And as always, we hope you are inspired by our process here. I don't know if you could fully tell, but we had an entire crew with Abby, Aiden, and Callie all working collectively to get this garden planted, and it was a neighborhood affair. And actually, it's really funny to see the people driving past. It's like the rubberneck syndrome. Everybody is just like looking out their windows staring. So hopefully this border will bring everyone in the neighborhood some joy, particularly once it leaves out and starts flowering and, you know, doesn't look like a bunch of sticks. Well, as always, thanks so much for watching. And again, be sure to subscribe so that you stay in the loop with all of our updates right here from the Carolina Garden House. Take care, everybody, and happy gardening.